With us is Paralympian Nick. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Fabulous. So congratulations on your wonderful career as an Olympian and as sport enthusiast. How did your passion for soccer start?
It actually started from one of my dad's best friends. He's from Liverpool, and he actually came and stayed with my dad for a number of years. And my brother being 5.5 years older than me, he's the one that picked up soccer in the first place. And me growing up just wanting to be just like my older brother. That's where the love for sport and love for soccer really stemmed, is from him and my brother.
Now, you've had an interesting personal journey, right? And we have a mutual friend, Marcos Papadatos, and he's like, oh my gosh, you have to have Nick on your show because you're so inspirational. Can you share with our audience a little bit about you?
So I was born with cerebral palsy, which is a neurological disability that affects the left side of my body. I have a dead spot on the right side of my brain that affects pretty much everything physical along my left side of my body. So, for instance, I can only raise my right eyebrow, and it affects motor function, nerves, range of motion, anything physical that you can think of, it affects on my left side. But what people don't know is that cerebral palsy is a very wide range disability.
Yes.
So my certain case is very mild, and then there are some severe cases where some athletes and people have a crooked wrist or a heavy limp and stuff, and those are things that I was fortunate enough to be able to work with and really, I wouldn't say overcome, I would say learn to compensate with. I never let there be a barrier, to my disability. And, for a large majority of my life, 21 years of my life, I was very stubborn to the idea of admitting that I was disabled. And, up until being diagnosed when I was 14 years old, I lived, 14 years of my life as a quote unquote normal kid, not really allowing my disability to stop me in any way, shape, or form.
Now, Nick, that's quite interesting because if I'm correct, cerebral palsy has to do with when you're coming through the birth canal, just a little bit of a lack of oxygen. Is that correct? So, but you did it.
Yes, there are.
Okay.
Yes, there are a number of different ways that it's. If you look up the textbook definition, it would be a stroke in utero that occurs while your mom's still pregnant, and so that necessarily affects then, and then it can be diagnosed for up to, I think, 2 years it is as an infant. So I actually went undiagnosed until I was 14 years old.
Wow.
But we knew that it had occurred in utero or shortly after birth because of the complications that my mom had during her pregnancy with me.
Okay. And so here you are with your older brother. So I guess you were still out somehow, doing some things with him, growing up,
Yeah.
acting like brothers do, right? So you grew up kind of competitive. And then what made you decide to do this and raise to the level that you have?
Well, I mean, I had my entire life, I never saw myself as a disabled athlete and never felt sorry for myself. I virtually hid it from everybody in my life, whether it be family, coaches, teammates, or, anybody that I was competing with. And, growing up with an older brother who, is bigger, faster, and stronger than you your entire life, you just want to be better than him and prove that you can hang out with him and his friends. So, growing up, I played at the highest level of soccer that I could at every age group, and I succeeded. Knowing that I couldn't feel my left side like I could my right, knowing that there was something wrong or something different about my left side, but never given an explanation why until I was 14, just really motivated me to, have the mentality and have the drive that I do. My family's always believed that I could, see the success that I have so far early in my career, but I got a long way to go. And, I'm blessed enough to be in the position I am, but we're just getting started.
I love that. And what is on the horizon for you? What are you most looking forward to, Nick?
Getting back to training. I picked up a little bit of an injury in Tokyo in one of my races. So my hamstrings getting back to what it was. Just working on getting back to 100%, and then going into 2020 healthy, and getting back to playing soccer with the U.S. national team, and then I'll be playing soccer and as well as running track. We have the World Championships back in Japan next summer, so I'm just looking forward to getting back in training, staying healthy, and getting back to work.
I really love Japan. I was able to go over there a couple of years ago with our crew, and in preparation for celebrating the Olympics, and we had such a good time there. What a beautiful country, nice people, and delicious food, right? Everything's
amazing.
fresh.
It was such an incredible experience that it sounds as super cliche and corny as it sounds, to have gone to the Olympics and experienced it. But I can't really describe it other than you had to be there. Unfortunately, with the pandemic, we weren't allowed to explore Japan for the beautiful country it actually is. But all the volunteers, everybody there was so, just eager to help and just so happy for us to be there. And it was just an amazing experience. And yes, the food is amazing.
Well, I thank you. The last time you tried to call in is because you were on family vacation. I hope you had a wonderful time. And I'm so glad that we got to have this nice quality visit today. So thank you very much. And the best to you always.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Okay. My best to you and to your friend Connor, too. Tell him I said hello.
I will. Thank you.
Take care. Bye, Nick. Bye-bye.